later than normal today. Ben had to go run a few errands with Pastor Steve, go pick up some food for our food pantry, and also had to go do the good old civic duty and go vote today. And but hope you're having an awesome Wednesday. It's been an awesome day for us so far. Praying for you, love you. Um, how much do we put weight into what the world says about specific people? How much do we put how much weight do we put on what the world says about certain situations? I feel like so much of the time we let the world kind of conduct and direct and guide how we look and how we see people, opinions, um, situations in life, things that are going on. How much weight do we put in that, and how much more weight should we put on what Jesus says about certain things? I was reading today on one of my daily Bible readings, and was looking at Acts 9, and very familiar story to me and for many of us. And it was where Paul was on the road to Damascus, bright shining light, was taken in to the house of Judas there, and was told that, and he received in that vision that a man named Ananias was going to come and pray for him, and he would be healed. And then going down, continuing that in that chapter, it says there was a disciple in Damascus named Ananias, and the Lord said to him in a vision, Ananias. And he said, "Here I am, Lord," he replied. And he said, "Get up and go to the street called Straight, to the house of Judas, and ask for a man from Tarsus named Saul, since he is praying there. In a vision he has seen a man named Ananias coming in and placing his hands on him so that he may regain his sight." And then Ananias immediately goes, "Lord," and I can imagine just the look of confusion on Ananias' face, like, "Lord, are you sure that this is where you want me to go and what you want me to do? Because I've heard some things about Paul." To kind of give a little bit of backstory, Paul was given all authority by the chief priest of the day to go and to arrest any Christian, to go and kill them, behead them, whatever he needed to do to make sure he shut up this group of people who were following Jesus. And so Ananias was like, "Lord, you sure about this? Are you sure this is where I need to go?" Because he had heard from a worldly perspective, this is what this guy was doing. This is what Paul was, or he was Saul and became Paul. What Saul was known for, and and Ananias was looking at it from the worldly perspective, the worldly framework that had been put around the person of Saul. And he said, and he kind of goes through the laundry list of things of what Saul was known for and all this different stuff. And at 11 verse 15, Acts 9:15, it says, "But the Lord said to him, Go, for this man is my chosen instrument to take my name to Gentiles, kings, and Israelites." This was the guy that Jesus was going to use, God was going to use to take the gospel, the good news, to the world. And he said, and in verse 16, he said, "I will show him how much he must suffer for my name." And right after that little bit of explanation, that little bit of refocusing from Jesus, Ananias went and entered the house. He prayed for Paul. Things like scales fell from his eyes, and became the greatest missionary ever to walk the face of the earth outside of Jesus and John the Baptist. And so what I want us to look at today, and what I want to encourage you with, is what things has Jesus come to you with that the world would say, you don't need to do that. You don't need to go here. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do these different things. And I'll give you an example from something within my own life. Something that a lot of people don't really like to talk about. People really don't like to talk about money a lot. But I can attest 100% from my own life. There have been times before I began tithing where my bills never changed, everything stayed the same, and I'd be broke at the end of the month. And then just simply adding giving to my routine, and adopting the discipline of doing that, nothing changed, had the same amount of money at the end of the month. No explanation there. The world would say, "And you have no money, you shouldn't give." But God says, "Just trust me." Just like here with Ananias. And I was like, "God, I don't think I should go do this." And he's like, "Go. I've got this. This is my guy. This is the one that I've called." And so as you go throughout your day, as you deal with people, as you're meeting people on social media and doing these different things, how do we measure those people versus by how the world measures them versus how Jesus measures them? You're going to come in contact with people of all kinds, shapes, sizes, everything. If we look at them the way the world looks at them, we're never going to see them the way Jesus sees them, and we're never going to have a broken heart for them, and we're never going to come to the place of seeing the necessity to share the gospel with them until we see them the way Jesus sees them. So I pray that today you're encouraged, kind of a lot condensed down into a real fast time, but I pray that today that you see people and you catch the vision for things the way Jesus wants you to catch the vision for things, and not see things through a worldly lens, but see it through a lens of Jesus. And so, guys, love you. Cannot wait. Tomorrow night, don't forget, guys, we're going to jump on. We're going to change things up a bit. We're going to be on Zoom. We've posted the code on our social media places. I'm going to be sending out a text to you guys this afternoon with the code and some instructions how to get on there and times and things. And but cannot wait for that. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Pastor Steve will be at 10:30 in the morning. And if you want some more time in the Bible, Pastor Steve will be going live tonight at 6:30 doing his Bible study. He'll actually be in Acts, a little bit further down in Acts than where we were today. But know this, guys, I love you. Cannot wait to see you. If you need anything, please don't hesitate.